Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another one of the sessions that we're doing from SMS, trying to help our customers and future customers navigate around a variety of different technologies that hopefully will help you continue to do business whilst we're in a lockdown situation, and also, of course, enable us to work with you once we come through this unprecedented position that we all find ourselves in. We've been doing a number of sessions recently which have concentrated on functionality, but today we are going to be talking about security, and which is very relevant. Our thieves have not gone to sleep. They are still out there, and they will continue to attempt to steal your data or leverage the information they're able to find out about you at any point. As we say, we're here to help you. Okay, we hope you find this session informative. We're always available, and I'll step through this again at the end, to take calls from you and to talk through with you any of the facets or other questions that you may have about any of the services that we supply. So we're always here to help, and are happy to do so. So security is the webinar that we're going to be doing today, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined today by Sarah Bennell, who's going to step us through the security risks, how best to tackle those, and how best we may be able to help you, as we've said, navigate through the various different solutions that are available to ensure that you stay secure. So thanks very much for joining us today, Sarah, and I'd like to hand over to you to talk us through security.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So obviously, working from home has highlighted a lot of security issues within businesses. You've got more and more people working from household devices that could be shared between children or other household members. Your Wi-Fi is not necessarily as secure as what it is in the business, because it's a different setup. People share passwords, and passwords on home devices aren't necessarily as secure again. So what you'll generally find is people are sharing bits and pieces, which leads you open to suggestions for other areas. So malware is one of the main issues of concern. So malware finds itself on your computer. Now, yeah, it can be done through just clicking a dodgy internet link, or somebody just opening something that they're not supposed to. And as we know, children don't really understand the full ins and outs of internet security. Even some of us grown-ups don't, because we've lost our IT department because we're now working from home, and things are getting through that maybe shouldn't get through under normal circumstances. You could even allow remote access onto your machine without you knowing, and then that will just share back through to your company network, because you're accessing the company network, you're accessing company data on your machine. Okay, so one of the other areas that we need to obviously look at is email scams. This is the easiest way that people will access your computer and access your data without realizing that you've actually done it. So you've got social media, for example, that obtains your email address, obtains your data, and then sends you emails that aren't genuine. You've got anything that can generally be faked along. Hackers will just get full access of your computer, of your network, of your passwords through a link that can be sent on an email. Okay, so how we secure our email is obviously a few other areas that are really, really important, and working remotely, it's highlighted these factors more and more. You get an email that looks a bit suspicious with a link on it, no other information, something that's saying click here. If you're unsure, while you're in the office, you could just stand up and say, what's this? I've got this, and somebody can have a look, or somebody else will just shout across the office saying, yeah, we've got that email, or even the company network may have restricted that getting through in the first place. So obviously what we have are 2 areas where we can add additional filters to your email, and it's set server side, it's set domain level. Okay, so you've got the first, which is the advanced anti-spam. That generally stops your general junk. We all go shopping for car insurance. We all have our email address loaded into shopping sites, all sorts of bits and pieces, and that data gets sold on. Then you start getting junk through about buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, and it gets a little bit frustrating. It can go a bit further into adult-natured emails, adult-natured information coming through. Obviously working from home, we don't want the children to see it, and it's highly inappropriate. So the advanced anti-spam will protect that from coming through in the first place. It will capture that email into one quarantine report and send you that every day. It's up to you if you want to forward it on or not. The ATP is a step ahead. The hackers and the spammers are always one step ahead of technology these days. And what the advanced threat protection does, it stops the phishing. It stops the scams where people are pretending to be other people from businesses that you may do genuine business with. And they're asking you to change bank details. They're trying to get you to reply to their emails. And these are even harder to detect. So the advanced threat protection, again, is an additional layer of protection added at domain level that captures this information, and then it sends you an email telling you what's been captured, who's being attacked, and it protects the business. Okay, so moving forward, there's a few other areas of protection that you can do. Obviously, we're not just using email these days for data sensitivity. We're using OneDrive, we're using Teams, we're sharing data in any kind of way possible. Azure Information Protect will add additional GDPR to your business, especially if you're working with sensitive data, financial institutes, government agencies, general sensitive data of personal information that really can't be shared. AIP, what it does is it protects documents and adds an extra layer when you send an email. So it applies labels, it classifies how you want that document to be protected. We'll also do it within your OneDrive capability. So it will enable you to prevent any leakage of data, any misuse of documents. And what you can see from the diagram is a full life cycle of how it encrypts that data, how it adds the additional label. Therefore, you know the person opening the document is the person who should have access to it. If we move forward to the next slide, the Azure Information Protect 2, it shows you how you actually do this on your email. So you'll see a little extra bar across the top, and you'll see the protect, the padlock button. All you do is you attach your document, you send your you type your email as normal, and just before you hit send, you click the protect button, and that adds an extra layer of encryption there. So if you're sending hospital records or personal sensitive information or just medical information, for example, through the internet to somebody else, you've got additional peace of mind that that data is fully protected. And like I said, we'll add additional layers of protection to your GDPR compliance. Moving forward, we've got an additional enhancement on that, something called Intune. Okay, so that goes above and beyond everything we've discussed. So what Intune actually does, it will give control to the user of where the documents are accessed. Okay, so people working remotely, you could by any chance have somebody receive a document, open a document which is business sensitive, and then they download it on their machine, and that document now is outside of the business. Intune provides the business additional protection, so you can clearly say who is accessing what information where it is being accessed. So you can set it to read only, you can set it so that it can't be attached, can't be accessed on phones. There's lots and lots of ways that you can control the access of all your documentation within the business, and the diagram clearly shows that. Moving on to the next page, it opens up and enables you to maybe understand that a little bit easier. So you have your corporate identity. Everything is web accessed these days, and obviously you've got the concern of Word documents managed locally, saving locally, PowerPoint, etc. So what you can see from this, the application will enable you as a business to control who has access to what, and therefore your critical business data is kept secure. Moving forward, we briefly mentioned it at the start about sharing devices. I know I'm a mother, 2 kids at home, working from home, and although my children do have their own machines, I'm very fortunate in that respect. They don't have the level of technology that I do, and occasionally they may need to share my device. Now, yet, like any parent, it's in a central location. I've got full access to what they can do on the internet or on emails, things like that. But I might be in the kitchen, a link might come through, they might be on Facebook, YouTube or anything like that, and they've clicked a link. So consequently, that has now been shared through my business network. You may even have a separate profile on your machine, okay? But once the children have, or anybody else in the household has accessed their profile, the hackers have full access to everybody's profile behind the machine. So it's really, really, really important that you have strong passwords. Everybody has a strong password, and that you educate everybody in the household about strong passwords. Capital letters, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, nothing relating to any personal things like birthdays, children's names, anything like that. Really, really unusual, strong passwords. Moving forward to your Wi-Fi, again, you've got the same thing. Everybody gets Wi-Fi in their home, has the Wi-Fi key, is visible on the back of the router, and at the end of the day, anybody out and about nearby might be able to hook into your Wi-Fi, even if you think it's secure. Really, really good for you to change your Wi-Fi password frequently. Now, again, if I relate that back to something I do frequently, some of us may have teenagers at home, they're a pain to get to clean the room or do certain jobs. Easy thing to do. Change the password when they've gone to bed or first thing in the morning, and then the kids don't have access to the Wi-Fi password until they've done their jobs. That way, you're changing the password every day, and it's harder for people to jump onto your network and gain access to your public information without even realizing it. Okay, so we briefly discussed password security. Okay, and obviously I've briefly mentioned about using familiar passwords. Don't use the same one across the board. If you're unsure about what to use, you can always use a password manager like the one on the link at the bottom of that page. Don't write them down. Don't do things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I said, no pet names, things like that. Okay, moving on to password security 2. This is something that you've probably used and not even realised you've used it in your everyday life. It's called MFA. So it's an additional protection that will allow you to log onto your machine anywhere, but then it will send you a password or a PIN number to your registered device. So normally that's a mobile phone. We all have a mobile phone number attached to our Office 365 account or various other bits and pieces. What the multi-factor authentication actually does is goes, we've recognised you've logged into your computer, therefore we want to confirm it's yourself doing that. So we've sent you a text message to your phone. Please enter the PIN number. Now, a lot of banks and building societies, credit card companies are using this now, which is why I said you may not have even realised you've used this every day, to ensure that the person opening up their account online is actually the genuine person. This is becoming more and more of a specific requirement, and if you're sharing devices or even just working anywhere remotely, I would strongly recommend this is added to your account. It's free of charge. So moving forward, we've got tools which can obviously help you work remotely. We've got Microsoft Teams, which is part of Office 365. Oh, sorry, I've missed. Ignore me. I've had a bit of a silly moment. So over to you, Chris, with regards to just wrapping up a few bits and pieces. I hope you've all been able to learn a little bit from the security side there, Chris. Oh, I think Chris might be on mute. Sorry, guys. We can't hear him at the moment. I do apologise. Little technical glitch. Are you there now, Chris?
Firstly, if only many of my work colleagues say if only they could put me on mute when we're actually face to face. But thank you ever so much, Sarah. Great. You've got a great level of enthusiasm and knowledge about the technologies that our customers are able to use, and we hope that you will engage with us, and hopefully we can help you to ensure that you can take advantage of the technologies that are available, and keep yourself more secure. So to kind of summarise on what we've gone through here. Is that firstly, we've talked before about Teams, and you know, we would like to we have a separate webinar that we do on Teams, but if you're not utilizing it, please speak with us. Microsoft currently have a 6-month free trial for all customers on Teams, and it's a tremendous tool to use remotely. Please speak to this about that. That is a secure solution in itself, and we would be, as we've said, happy to get you set up on a trial on that, which is of no cost to you in terms of doing that. As we always finish, we've been in this game now since 2006. We are a specialist solutions provider in unified communications across the board. We're a Microsoft house, but we do supply complementary applications, products and services that work within the Microsoft stack. So happy to talk to you about any of those things. Our contact details are below here if you don't have them already. You can always check out what we're doing on our website and on social media. Our telephone numbers, as we've said, are there, and I know that Sarah would be delighted to speak with you about any of the things that she's covered. So thank you very much today. If you'd like to download any of our white papers, again, you'll see those through our website. Talk to us on the telephone, email us if you have any questions. Please keep safe, and we wish you well this afternoon. From myself and from Sarah, thank you very much and goodbye.